and fourth. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. Oh, look out. He just junked it. Look out. Oh, my God. World's #1 streaming service. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the call tonight. On your feet. Off your seats. It's about to go green.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into tonight's race here in the Redemption iRacing series. We've got Talladega on tap for you tonight. Qualifying's just starting, and I've got my good friend in the booth with me, Christian Taylor. Say hello to all the folks out there.
Super Speedway action, home of the Alabama gang here at the Redemption iRacing Truck Series. It's going to be some great action. I know there's some extra stakes on the line out here tonight, right, Jesse?
That is true. You'll notice as these names pop up on our tower as they set their times, there's some drivers that are going to be highlighted in light blue. Those drivers are eligible for the Dash for Cash tonight. It's going to be a $40 prize to whoever out of those drivers that are highlighted finishes the best tonight. So they paid into the Dash for Cash, and whichever one of them finishes best is going to come home with the grand prize. And Christian, you get to you mentioned to me before we started streaming things, you're gonna have to, we might have to fill some time here at the plate track tonight, and you can roast me pretty early, get it out of the way, because I immediately forgot to unmute you, so you can go ahead and give it to me for that. But I noticed quick. I noticed in like 2 seconds. Yeah, I was quick.
Oh my God, this guy, ladies and gentlemen, we need some now. Anyone who wants a job, put in some applications. We need a new second guy here on Just Motorsports TV. Me, I'm just a peon, but we need a new number 2.
I'm just trying my best here. Looking through the chat, got several people out there. Connor Gerard, as always, good to see you, my friend. Dallas Sywert, gonna be out here on the track. He says I'm winning this tonight. We'll see about that. And Alessandro in the chat as usual, saying she's ready for a good race tonight. Let's go, Landon. That sounds kind of similar to something else. We won't mention that, though.
Let's go, Landon.
Yep, that's exactly what I was going with. But qualifying's underway, and Christian, I'm not sure if it's 5-minute or 10-minute qualifying. You might have to look for me real quick.
There is 2 minutes and 1 second remaining in qualifying.
Okay, well, we got 2 minutes left in qualifying right now. Joseph Smith, the prophet himself, is on top of the board at the moment out of Columbia, Maryland. But we're going to go ahead and go back on break really quick, and we'll be back with you for the starting grid. And just go ahead and stay tuned through the rest of qualifying, and we'll leave the screen, or we'll leave the tower up on the screen for you with the side-by-side so you can see where your favorite driver lines up.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong. Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Back with you here. Qualifying is wrapped up. And I'm going to butcher this name, but here in the pole position, looks like it's going to be the 72 of Alex Kozinski is what I'm going to go with. Hopefully that is a nice, safe way to say it. Several drivers, though, didn't decide to put a time up there on the board, Christian. I don't know if you noticed that. We only had about 10 trucks qualify out of the 17 that are lining up here.
That sounds like you wanting to start in the back, all scared to death. I'm just going to start all in the back. I'm scared to get in the wrecks. Kind of like you, Jesse, when you're out there,
Yeah, I do like to ride around in the back when it comes to the super speedways. I mean, that's just how I am. I want to have a car to be able to try to fight for the win at the last lap. I don't want to be watching from pit road. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know how that is. I make fun of you for it, but then I raise all kinds of cane when I'm in the wreck.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. But we are going to go ahead and get into everybody's favorite part of the show here. Get the tunes back in, because this is about to be legendary. It is going to be the HMS TV starting lineup here from Talladega Super Speedway in the Redemption iRacing series. Let's get it done. Starting on row 1 from the pole position, going to be the 72 of Alex Kozinski. To his outside in the Canes Ford F-150 is going to be the 31 of Joseph the Prophet Smith.
Moving on back to row number 2, you find the Surf Pro 14 Toyota of Brandon Broadfoot. To his outside, the number 2 Princess Chevy, Grandma's boy, Landon Burbage.
Burbage, definitely a fan favorite out there. Row number 3 is going to have Xavier Regelbrugge, another fan favorite. To his outside is going to be the 33 Purina Ford F-150 of Ryan Holler.
Moving on back to row number 4, you find the Mossberg Toyota of Dylan Carrier. To the outside, the 38 of Dallas Seward.
The Lizard Mobile there for the 38. Row number 5 is going to have the 22 of Phil Simpson. To his outside is going to be the NJBDesigns.com number 18 of Noah Blackwell. A little bit of self-advertising there for the 18.
Absolutely. Moving on back to row number 6, you find the Mike and Ike 00 of William Connolly. To his outside, the Races for Christ number 16 Chevy Matthew Wood.
Row number 7 brings you the 48 of Jordan Hand in that Optic Chevy. To his outside, our good friend Ruben Fryer out there in the Fast Fred's Wrap Shop number 19.
Are you okay, Jesse?
No, I am not.
Moving on back to row number 8, you find the Armstrong Ford F-150 of Jeff England. To his outside, the 49 Toyota of Jeff Herrick.
That's a lot of Jeff on that row. We go to row number 9, and we have the 96. Well, that's a bad number. The 96 is Zach Angley. To his outside, the 69 Nice of John Kraverick.
Row number 9 looking like a mirror.
That's going to wrap it up.
Moving on back to row number 1. Because Jesse doesn't know when to stop.
Look, I lost count, okay? Give me a break.
But 96 and 69 in the back like it's on a mirror. Ain't that something?
It is kind of cool, honestly. That did work out pretty well as the music. Gonna go down the pace car. It's gonna do what we all love to see, and it's gonna take that left turn off of the track. And we're getting ready to go green for the first time tonight here from Talladega Super Speedway in the Redemption iRacing Series. 20 laps on tap for you here in stage number 1. And we got to get through this super long tri-oval, and the next thing you know, the green flag will be dropping. It's green flag racing here from Talladega.
Talladega, boys, get racing!
As they figure out where they're going to get in, where they fit in, still side by side in the front. We mentioned it earlier. If you've just now tuned in, you might notice there's some names in light blue there on the tower. Those drivers are eligible for the Dash for Cash tonight, eligible for a $40 prize pool. So best finisher out of those drivers is going to get a little bit extra cash in their pockets tonight.
And one of them's not even here. I don't know which one.
That is true. One of them did miss the race, it looks like. We'll have to go back and find out who decided to donate their money, basically, to the pot here tonight. But lap 1 about to be complete here, and the 31 of Joseph Smith found himself out front here. That outside lane got a pretty good run.
I'm investigating who's not here. Let's see where we're at.
Of course, we got 20 laps here in stage number 1, 100 laps total on tap tonight. Might be a little bit of an endurance race here in the trucks. These drivers do have a faster pair. If we do have a calamity, a big old crash, these drivers will be able to fix their trucks up at least once.
We got Nathan Brookover, seems to be in a dash for no cash, yet has missed the race.
A little bit of a donation there for that driver.
You know, I definitely, a lot of people donate in a different fashion. They pay into a paid league that runs the races. They get down and out and say, yeah, I'm not showing up. And basically, all that is a league donation. If you run 2 races and quit, we appreciate you.
That does tend to happen quite a bit in the chat. Going nuts here for this race at Talladega. Connor Gerard talking about Ruben Rodas, saying Ruben better not wreck. And if I've learned anything about Ruben Rodas, that's hard for him to do, is to not wreck for sure.
He loves wrecking so much. If he sees a wreck, he's going to turn into it. As you know, we have 18 cars here tonight, and I have a feeling, we are stage racing, so I have a feeling this is going to be somewhat caution-free with only 18 cars. But when you get towards the end of the stages, people back there, 11th through 18th, are going to get a little desperate.
And the assumption that I always have as a driver on track is, well, we're just racing for the stage. We might as well just kind of sit back and relax until you get to about 3 or 2 laps left in the stage to try anything. You might as well just, take it easy. But then, as you see the 2 of Burbage shooting to the outside there, for some reason, no matter how calm you think it's going to be, there's always somebody that's making a move that you really question of, like, was that really necessary?
Yeah, you always have that one guy. It's always nice to, control the lanes, but that's how you end up eating, catch fence too.
Absolutely. Landon Burbage out of Moncks Corner, South Carolina, making the fans happy there in that Chevy Silverado. Finds himself out front. He's going to lead lap 4. But Ryan Holler on the outside getting a hell of a push from the Lizard Machine there. Dallas Sywert in the chat earlier. It's a good looking truck there in the 38.
Lizard.
That's what I was waiting for. I knew it was coming.
If I get silent, I'm cooking, right?
Yeah, you were over there looking like the gif of somebody typing on a keyboard and sweating. That was you trying to find the Lizard soundboard. Glad you could. New leader across the stripe this time is going to be the 33 of Holler. Maybe the 38 of Dallas Sywert. He actually got across the stripe first out of Merrill, Wisconsin. I think we've had a different leader for every single lap so far. Let's see, we've had 6. We take a look at the HMS TV lap leaders. Actually, Joseph Smith did lead 3. And then other than that, there's been 3 other drivers that have led 1.
Alrighty. Jesse, unrelated to anything of you, I have to restart real quick. I'll be right back.
All right, we'll hold down the fort. Thanks for letting me know. Through 6 laps here at Talladega, they're still side by side up here in the front. Nothing too crazy going on, but it seems like the outside line seems to get a pretty good run every time around. There seems to be a new face towards the front of the field. Noah Blackwell's turn this time. He's one of the Dash for Cash drivers, finding himself in the lead. Connor Gerard in the chat saying this is intense so far and clean racing. It is so far, but that can always change as we go up into the Harpoon Designs blimp take a wider view here at this track.
Ain't it just beautiful, Jesse?
That is beautiful. Dang, did you already restart your computer?
No, it was a Discord issue.
Okay.
Not a computer issue.
I thought you had to restart your whole computer. Okay, I was very confused and also proud of your computer to get you back that fast.
Oh no, I would be. It would already be staged if I had to actually restart my computer.
And whenever is your computer to the point wherever you turn it on, you can see the smoke coming from it?
No, not really, but it's just really slow.
Yeah.
You see the 38 giving the 18 some shots there, trying to get him on out of his way.
Yeah, the 16 there, Matthew Wood, he's found himself towards the front.
Heading down the backstretch, and the lead is the 38 Lizard Mobile.
Man, whoever designed these cameras, they must not have realized how many RVs would be in the center of the track.
Side by side, battle for the lead. Typical of Talladega, you got drafting. Just follow the leader in your line and hope the people in front of you don't trip over it.
Yeah,
the long tri-oval, which is, unique to NASCAR. The start-finish line is not where it should be.
It does kind of change things up for sure, though, having the tri-oval the way it is, because I know I can't speak for you, but I know when I'm in the truck myself or in the car at Talladega, I want to instantly get into the the pace car goes off and then I'm in restart mode. I'm ready to go, and then I just kind of have to sit there and wait and wait and wait and wait, and I'm just ready to go. I've got my whatever I'm driving, I've got it geared down, ready to launch, and I'm just sitting there just waiting and waiting and waiting.
It's definitely an awkward scenario. I'm seeing a lot of jockeying for the position. Oh, and 38 just messed up. See, that's why you don't do it. The is falling back hard.
He is, and the 16 of Matthew Wood making moves here early out of Nicholas, West Virginia. Finds his way leading the bottom line. Went from the high side to the low side there and made it work.
As the 25 seems to have picked up the Lizard Mobile there. Maybe, they've got 4 trucks trying to work on the middle lane with 11 laps to go into stage 1. This is interesting.
Yeah, trying to get us a good view of this field here. We got 3 lines forming. The most of the trucks on the bottom, but you have 2 lanes to the outside there with about 3 or 4 trucks. I'm not sure if that's going to really work out for any of those guys. We'll have to keep an eye on it.
33 peaks out in front of the 38 there. Working its way up, but not going to get any help. You would think the second line would reform there, but no, we are still 3 wide racing.
There's 2 cars there trying to make a 3rd lane still. Not sure who those are. It looks like the 48s. The 48 and 14. That's Jordan Hand and Brandon Broadfoot trying to make a 3rd line here. And let me tell you, Christian, you and me are racing next gens, and we wish we could have had runs like they're getting on the top line right now, but we could not find it.
Yeah, well, they got left up there, not because they made the 3rd line, Jesse. The 3rd line formed in the middle, and everyone on the top kind of assumed that 2nd line and left them up there. But when the middle lane then lost their momentum, now everyone's jumping up to the top. Very impatient racing happening with 10 laps to go in the stage here in the Redemption iRacing Series.
It's one of those things that you hope is not a recipe for disaster. Hopefully these guys give each other enough room and, sort of stay calm till we get... Oh, there goes the 48! That's going to cause a big stack up in there, reckon.
And why? Why would you want to do this? You are 12 laps into a 100-lap race. I guarantee you some of these cars are already totaled. I know they might have 1 fast repair, but why? We have 1 meatball on the track. That's going to be the 96 of Zach Angley. But why would you want to do this 12 laps in, Jesse?
I don't know why, but it definitely happened. There is damaged cars all over the track. It looks like it might have started... Let's go back and take a look and see. Dylan Carrier is the first one I see with a notification for the crash here, and it kind of happened behind him there, and he's way up here catching the outside wall kind of all by himself, still involved with that main wreck, but there's several trucks involved. Let's rewind it manually and see, kind of slow it down and see if we can tell exactly what's happening here. we'll hop on with the 48.
That truck in the middle seemed to walked up. We're kind of a good bit of ways.
I don't know if this is a better view, but it did look like the 33 kind of pushed up into the 48 there, who got sideways, and it looked like he was almost going to save it in in the 96 or the 69, one of them, hard into the
96.
outside wall there. That's going to hurt. That was about 5 or 6 trucks that are going to have to burn their faster pairs here in stage 1.
Very unfortunate. I'm going to check real quick, ladies and gentlemen, to make sure we even have a faster pair. If we don't, it's going to be even more, you know what, that they were racing that hard. And it looks like they do have one faster pair, or had one faster pair.
Yeah, had is the key word there for a lot of these guys. Noah Blackwell, though, continues to lead the way under caution here. Most drivers, I imagine, are going to stay out, those at least not involved in this wreck, but there's a bunch of guys that have got damaged. They're going to be coming down. But during the stage racing here, the stages are only 20 laps each. It's not worth it to come down now. Not worth it to give up that track position, in my opinion.
Interested to see whose damage is going to try to stay out, as it looks like we have about 8 cars go in. Zach Angley officially took his faster pair. His meatball is gone.
Definitely some tough facts for some of these guys, that they've got a whole long race here to go through, and they don't have that safety net anymore. It's going to be interesting to see if that changes how a lot of these guys are racing, if they're going to stay towards the back and kind of try to stay out of the fray, knowing that if they get caught up in the junk again, they've got to watch the rest of this thing from the sidelines.
Looks like Alex Kozlinski, Brandon Broadford, and Ruben Rodas came out of pit road relatively quick. So either they used their faster pair, or, just didn't allow their damage to be repaired that much. Looks like still on pit road is Ryan Holler, Dylan Carrier, William Conley, Jordan Hand, and John Quaverk. Zach Angley still on pit road himself. Unless he towed. He may have towed.
I do apologize, folks, if at any point you can hear my dogs barking in the background. My lovely wife just got home, so they are excited to see her for sure. But under the first yellow here, go ahead and show you in the pits. As we've mentioned, these drivers have one faster pair tonight. They've also got 4 sets of tires, including the ones that they started with. And this is a fixed setup series here, so all the drivers in the same boat setup-wise. Hopefully, though, here the lights are going to come off on the pace car, and we're going to get back to green flag racing here soon.
Definitely should be this time around here at Talladega Super Speedway. Went there this year in October. What a trip it was. A trip of a lifetime. It was definitely a bucket list check of mine. If you are even considering thinking about you want to go, do go. Don't listen to those people that say, oh, it's a super speedway. You walk from past and then you have to wait for them to come back. Look, if you are a true race fan, that's not going to matter to you. Trust me.
That was kind of my sentiment about it all my life, is that it might not be as fun, because kind of just what you described is you get a whole bunch of noise and then 45 seconds of nothing. But if you are the one that went and you say that it was worth it, I might just have to go one day.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was definitely fun. a race to a race that I kind of want to go back. They're racing on my birthday, actually, this coming year in 2026. And I haven't decided. It was a relatively expensive trip for me. I haven't decided if I'm going to go back, but it would be kind of cool to turn 30 at Talladega.
I can imagine that would be a hell of a party if that ended up happening.
Oh, I definitely wouldn't remember that night.
I mean, Talladega in general, from what I've heard, is a party, and having your birthday there, I can imagine, would just escalate things even farther.
Yeah, absolutely.
Taking a look, we got 16 people tuned in. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're out there, hitting that like button helps us out to help spread this race to new fans, to new people, to keep an eye out for everything HMS TV. As the pace car gonna go off, gonna give Christian Taylor the honor to lead them to green this time.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, Noah Blackwell is on the bottom line, heading into the Juicy Spider Studio restart zone. Green flags in the air, and we're back racing at Talladega. You got the 16 of Matthew Wood on the outside, getting help from the 31 of the Prophet, Joseph Smith, to the inside. You had the 2 providing assistance to the 18. That is the 2 of Landon Burbage, Grandma's boy, in the chat. As always, Miss Anna cheering him on. She doesn't miss a race here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV that her boy Landon is racing in, Jesse.
She does not. She's always in the chat. Good to see on the Saturday nights, but I don't know if you noticed there on that restart, but they got ridiculously spread out. I think somebody at some point had missed a shift and caused there to be a big old gap. But really all that's going to mean here is that all these trucks farther back are going to have all kinds of momentum coming up towards the front of this field. Coming to 4 to go here in stage number 1. You thought it was getting sketchy before the caution. It's only going to get worse. These drivers are going to be racing for stage points here. But there's several drivers out there, the 6 of them highlighted in the light blue. They've got something bigger on their mind. They are Dash for Cash trucks fighting for a $40 prize here at the end of this thing.
4 laps to go, as mentioned in stage 1. The third line is forming. We got 2 trucks on the outside. One just tapped the wall. You got the 48 and the 15 up there working by themselves. The 14 going to come up and provide assistance to the 48 and 15. That's the 15 making his way out front of Dylan Carrier. One of your Dash for Cash participants. Dash for Cash has nothing to do with stages, though. This is all about championship points racing here.
And I've said it once already tonight. I'm going to say it again. The third lane works really good in these trucks. I could not get it to do anything at all on Monday night in the next gen in the Wheels America Racing Cup Series, but it seems to be working well in these trucks. Must be nice.
Well, indeed. Me and Jesse just tried, couldn't make it work, but we have a 3-wide battle for the lead. The 15, the 31, and the 16 down there. Oh, it's the 15's going to go all the way down the track, blocking all 3 lanes. Someone asked Dale Earnhardt how that went.
Oh, gosh. Dylan Carrier in the 15 getting aggressive here with 3, coming to 2 to go in stage number 1. The driver out of Kendallville, Indiana, was running a HMS TV paint scheme for a couple of weeks there. Finally switches it up this week. Hopefully it doesn't bring him any bad luck not repping the brand anymore.
Definitely not. So we have the battle for the lead on the bottom side, 2 to go. The bottom line getting a little bit of a surge there, but usually in super speedway racing, the surge is what hurts you, as the 15's going to hang out in the dry briefly. The racers for Christ Chevy going to make a surge to the lead.
That's Matthew Wood. There's folks in the chat talking about Matthew. PH1SHR in the chat saying, good old surprise seeing Matthew show up, one of the best oval racers on the service. And here he is out front in the 16, showing what's up. One
to go here at Talladega in stage 1. We're gonna race back to the line, see who's got it, see who's kind of don't, see who ends up on their deck lid. Maybe 18 trying to poke his way out, trying to get around Matthew Wood. Apparently, if he's just a single starter, he's gonna try to steal 10 points from somebody who might need it in this championship battle.
Yeah, there's a good amount of races still left to go. I think there's 2 or 3 before we get to the playoffs, but it is coming up soon. A lot of these guys definitely fighting for every point they can get. The 16, though, blocking both lanes. The 31, Joseph Smith leads the outside lane. The 16 of Matthew Wood continues to lead the inside lane. We'll see who's going to win the drag race back to the line.
18 sticks his nose out to the outside. Through the tribal, blocks him all the way to the fence. That's going to kill both of their momentums. Easily giving the stage win to the 16 of Matthew Wood.
Yeah, Matthew Wood brings home the stage number 1 win, and all these trucks fan out and try to get it slowed down. Hopefully they don't have to check up for the pace car here, because they're going to have to slow it way, way down if they do.
Absolutely great for Matthew Wood to win a stage on his first race back, but however, you got to look at the rest of the people who may have needed that for their championship battle. It kind of reminds me of when a NASCAR Cup Series guy goes into the Truck Series and takes the points away from the fellas down there trying to make a name for themselves.
It does tend to happen. Got the Juicy Spider drone cam getting us a shot of our stage 1 winner here, the 16 Matthew Wood. As you mentioned, haven't seen him at all this season. Finds his way into this race and finds himself into the stage 1 win as he miraculously disappears while we're zoomed right in on him in the drone cam. So doesn't look like he's in the lead anymore, folks.
Yeah, he must have blinked out, because I don't have a message saying he disconnected.
The radios are going crazy as we've had a driver disappear into the void live on TV here. We're going to try to keep focused and keep on going here as we see these drivers start to hit pit road.
They did say he's racing for Christ, so might be a Jesus take the wheel type moment here.
That is true. As we get this shot down pit road, seeing all the imaginary crews getting ready for their trucks to enter their boxes here. See who leads the way out. I gotta say, I was trying to pay attention. I didn't see anybody execute a Jesse Becker pit stop. Thankfully for them, is Dylan Carrier going to lead the way off of pit lane. Looks like Carrier and Jordan Hand and William Connolly, all of those drivers, I believe, went fuel only. 5-second pit stops for those drivers. You have Noah Blackwell and Xavier Regelbrugge, who had about 10 to 11 second stops, maybe 2 tires for those drivers, not sure. Only a few drivers taking 4.
It is official. Matthew Wood has finally dropped from the session.
Well, he definitely showed up with a bang. And as Connor Gerard said in the chat, he was sent to the Shadow Realm. I guess they decided, you come back and you win a stage, we're not going to have that.
But we got one more lap at least around this track under caution, lap 22 of 100. Jesse, go ahead and provide us what stage 2 is going to be tonight.
Stage 2 is going to be at lap number 40. So we're going to have about 17 laps to get to that one. And I'm sure it's going to be just as good as the first one.
Absolutely. One caution for incident so far. The second is for stage. You have the Mossberg Toyota Tundra out there pacing the field in the lead. That's Dylan Carrier, one of your Dash for Cash contenders.
You can see there at the bottom right of your screen. Yeah, we'll just gloss over that. But as you can see on the bottom right of your screen, 100 laps on tap. Stage 1 and 2, 20 laps each. Final stage going to be 60 laps here. I'm sure that's going to bring into place some green flag pit stops, hopefully. As you can see, we're pretty overcast here at Talladega, 77 degrees, 9-mile-an-hour winds. Boy, was the weather that good while you were there in real life, Christian? Because that sounds like it'd actually be amazing.
Actually, it was. It wasn't cold by no means. It wasn't hot at all. If God himself said, Christian, here's the controls, dial up the weather, I don't think I would have made it much any different.
As you can see, leader right now, the 15 of Dylan Carrier. We've had 2 cautions now for 5 laps. One was for a pretty good pileup of 5 or 6 trucks, and the second was for the stage. Lead changes so far, 8 of them through a little over 20 laps. So definitely being a good super speedway race so far, as the lights are off on the pace car. 1 to go here to get stage 2 underway. What a camera shot we've got here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Wood has left the pits. 1 lap down. No, wait. Is he 1 lap down? How many laps down? 1 lap down. That's surprising. He's only 1 lap down.
Finds himself now back in 18th, dead last in this field tonight. But as you said, he's only 1 lap down, so all he needs is a quick yellow and to stay out of it. He's going to get a lucky dog and be right back in the fight.
And some good graces from his internet provider.
That too, that's probably the more important part.
Big night for motor racing. You got over in Florida, you had the Snowball Derby at 5 Flags. You have the Kubota Gateway Dirt Nationals in Illinois. And right here on Hutchison Motorsports TV, you have the Redemption iRacing Series racing at Talladega. Stage 2 about to get underway. The Dash for Cash race all the way through here at Talladega, heading their way to the Juicy Spider Restart Zone. Green flag back in the air here at Talladega.
Dylan Carrier gets a good jump here at the start. He's got the 00 William Connolly, usually on race control. Finds himself out here in the truck, and Mike and Ike's on that Toyota Tundra. Follows the 15 on the bottom line. The 48 of Jordan Hand leads the top.
Top line just not existing just yet, but making that surge up. You got the Lizard up there trying to make the 3rd lane already. Man, why? Just get in where you fit in, drive a little bit. Let's keep the Lizard safe. That poor Lizard strapped to the hood is scared for his life right now.
I don't know if he was trying to make the 3rd lane start, but the 00 definitely found himself in the middle of 3. Dropping back. He's going to have somebody pick him up there. Not sure what number that is in that Mohawk truck, but they're going to try to pick him up there, keep him going forward. As the 2 of Landon Burbage, the fan favorite, finds himself leading that 2nd lane now. You can see there on the tower 3 of your top 4 drivers right now are Redemption iRacing Series Dash for Cash drivers fighting for an extra $40 prize on top of all the points they can earn from tonight's finish. They don't have to win the $40. It's the best finisher out of those names highlighted in light blue that are going to go home with that prize tonight. Carrier continues to lead the way right now for his own team, Carrier Motorsports.
League sponsor NJB Designs has many trucks out there. Multiple trucks, I might add. You can tell it's one of them by if you look on the left spoiler right there, you see on the number 2, 15, the 5. See his little logo right there?
It looks like it's basically the whole field.
I wonder if that's contingency.
I think
it might be contingency. Okay.
I think it is part of the contingencies, but nonetheless, there's still certainly a lot of paints made by the driver of the 18 there, Noah Blackwell, as he is trying to cut the nose off of the 00 there, that almost got a little sketchy. I gotta say, though, 14 to go in stage 2, and these guys are racing decently hard right now. You can see the nice bright purple machine there. Got 19 on the truck, 4 on the iRacing service. Ruben Rodas, aka Ruben Fryer, currently sitting in the 11th spot, trying to find his way forward.
Leave it to Ruben to be the one to mess up his number.
Well, he not only messed up his number, I mean, he's got the Thursday Night Average Joe's Growmasters contingencies on the truck. As he's blocking for 15th back here. Oh, and the 96 is door in the 33. What is happening towards the back of this field? It's getting crazy.
Can we remind these people that the last place driver is not the winner? This is not golf. The lowest score does not win.
Yeah, all of these guys are trying to get taken out here on lap 28. There's still a good 2/3 of this race left to go. 16 getting in the door, the 18 a little bit there.
So you see, let me correct you there, Jesse. Ruben was not blocking the 96 for last. The 96 was blocking Ruben for the Hutchison Motorsports TV battle for last.
Oh, you know, I never thought about it that way. You've got a good point there.
See, the 96 was defending his position as the battle for last.
Okay, I'll have to start thinking about it that way. We check in with the chat. Connor Gerard with some key breaking news here, says he likes the Mike and Ike Mega Mix.
I can honestly tell you I have never tried a Mike and Ike, and I think I'll just keep it that way. What are they, jelly beans or something?
They're just sort of a soft candy, almost like imagine like a Sour Patch Kid without any seasoning on it is something I would kind of compare it to. You know, my recent experience with Mike and Ike's working in a Publix 1.0 last summer, and one of the stalkers reached in his pocket and pulled out a handful of Mike and Ike's and asked me if I wanted one, and I actually accepted and forgot how good they were, and then bought myself a bag on the way out the door.
Definitely the best marketing strategy there is to pull them out your pocket, and hopefully he had them in the package in his pocket, and you just didn't take it straight out of his. They were
in a bag. Yes, they were in a bag.
Okay. I was worried for your sanity there for a moment. If he just pulled it out of his cotton lined pocket and handed it to you or whatever.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta have a Mike and Ike in your pocket. There's a 16. He is trying his best to stay in the front of this field, trying to fight to get a lap back here the natural way here at Talladega. He's blocking, moving lanes, trying to find his way out front so he doesn't even have to worry about getting the lucky dog. How would you feel about that if you were out there on the track, Christian? Would you support somebody that's a lap down trying to fight their way through a pack like this to get up front? Or would you just want them to stay to the back and just get their lucky dog knowing they're the only truck a lap down and you've got stage number 2 ending in 10 laps?
Right now, drafting help is drafting help. But if you're in front of me, keeping me from, okay, so he's right there on the top line. If I'm that second truck in line and you're keeping me from, battling for the leaders and you're a lap down, you better hold on. That's all I got to say.
You're saying the bumps are going to be for real?
The bumps would be harder than usual, for real. He has every right to be where he is. I am not going to say he shouldn't be there racing. He's only one lap down. He has the right to race for his lap. But you better hold on.
Because they're 3 wide, about 4 or 5 trucks deep here. There's still 9 laps to go in the stage. You would think it's coming to an end here soon, looking at it. Several drivers making their way into the mix. The 14 of Brandon Broadfoot, second on that top lane, haven't been talked about tonight. And Ruben Rodas finds himself the 3rd truck in the middle, making his way towards the front. The 5 of Xavier Regelbrugge. He's third on that bottom lane. Haven't spoke about him tonight much either. $14 looks like he's getting left out to dry. He's top of 4 right now.
As the top line definitely just fell apart there.
He drops all the way back to almost last as you see the 96 and the 38 engaged in a side-by-side battle for the HMS TV battle for last, but the 96 will retain for now.
Wondering if the 38's just back there trying to save his stuff.
He could be one of those drivers that have had to use a fast repair already. I mean, we know there's at least a few of them out there that have already used the ace up their sleeve, and they've got to hope the truck stays clean the rest of the way. And we're just now a third of the way through this thing tonight, so a lot of racing still left to go.
Definitely indeed. Especially even after stage, the longest portion of the race is stage 3.
Several drivers, or several people in the chat. Brian Alessandro saying, get your lap back on your own. Connor Gerard saying something similar, says, I honestly think I would attempt to get my lap back just to prove that I belong with the group.
And that's okay, but you got to understand other people are going to have different agendas.
You were just talking about the 38 going to the back to save his stuff, and now he's smacking the wall. He's third on the outside lane. This is starting to get sketchy here. 7 to go in stage number 2. The 18 all over the place right now, and he's got the 19 of Ruben Rodas on his bumper.
That's a scary guy to have back there, I'll tell you what.
He's probably looking in his mirror right now going, what the heck's a Growmasters?
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, he's pushing the 18 out to the lead.
Oh, who's gonna? Oh,
They're
and he gets sent
wide.
down the rabbit hole.
Oh, and he doors
the
the 16.
is hit. The 38 just killed the 16. The 38 listen, going for a wall ride. The 18 carrying him like he's cargo. The 96 involved again. Oh my goodness, this is so horrible. That poor lizard. He's gonna get blocked again.
The 38 of Dallas Cyrus was doing a 50-50 grind on the wall like it was Tony Hawk. Let's go back and take another look at it from the Harpoon designed blimp. Lizard indeed. And we've got to back it up even further here. Let's get to the chopper cam here and slow it down a little bit, see if we can see what happened to cause this one. You see 4 wide here. There's Landon Burbage on the bottom. Ruben Rodas there, second lane. Third lane has the 16. A lap down the top is the 38. I don't think the 38 realizes the 16 is there. Tries to follow the 00, doors him. And that just turns Noah Blackwell up into the 38 hard.
38 then gets a little air. Ends up on the back of the 18 after the 96 Powell drives him. Tombstone style, the 16 who was trying to get his lap back, doing a great job at, staying relevant yet, respecting the other drivers, I'll say, ends up wrecked as well. The 96 just carries the 38 through the turn on his nose, sets him down as ungently as possible, then slides.
Wham!
Kills the six. What is he doing? The 96, I get you're wrecking, but that could have been avoided, those extra 2 hits. What are you doing?
I think all we needed to see there was a little bit of holding the brakes. I get it's Talladega, I get there's a whole bunch of empty racetrack, but if he just holds the brakes, a lot of this doesn't happen. Let's hop on board.
Okay, we're going to say, when should he be on the brakes?
Right now.
Right here, right now. Now you lock him down. You should be locked. 100% brake right now. He's not, because he's still pushing 38. Still not locked down. Still not locked down. Still not locked down. Wham! Still not locked down. Wham! And where is Saratoga Springs anyway?
I'm very uncultured, but I do think that Saratoga Springs is in New York. I could be completely wrong. But one of the drivers on the radio with the understatement of the century and said, that got a little crazy there.
You reckon so?
I believe, though, I haven't been paying attention completely, but I believe we're getting ready to have a couple lap shootout here for stage number 2. I don't know if there's any way we can get that verified, but we are going to take a short break as we're a third of the way through this race. 20 of y'all watching, please stay tuned. We're going to go HMS TV side by side so you don't miss a second of this pacing action here in stage number 2.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchison Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchison Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Redemption iRacing series here. As we're going to wrap stage number 2 up in just 2 short laps. We're going to have a quick little shootout here to determine our stage 2 winner. Jordan Hand going to lead the bottom lane. Landon Burbage going to lead the top.
Coming to the Juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Jordan Hand leaves the field. Not what you want to do without help here at Talladega.
Yeah, he's going to get a good jump as we hop up into the Harpoon Design blimp to see how the rest of this field's going to stack out. And there's a big old gap brewing. We got about a 6 or 7 car breakaway in the front, although it looks like the 25 is going to be able to catch the rest of them here. Brantley Roden pilot in the blimp getting us a great shot here. As you can see, the 33 starting to blink. These drivers look like they're going to play nice here for the first lap of this 2-lap stage shootout, but after that, it's going to be anything goes.
Man, Landon got screwed on this restart.
Yeah, finds himself slipping back, still leading the top lane, but the problem is the top lane's about 9-10 cars back. As this is going to be white flag for stage number 2. You see a second lane starting to try to form. You see the 5 of Xavier Regelbrugge jumps up there now in front of the 25 of Jeff Engler.
Oh, that's the 16 back there. Not playing nice. He says he wants to go to the front.
I believe the 16 still a lap down.
The 5.
Did he jump up there and block the 16's run on the high line?
Still a lap down, I believe.
As they come through the tri-oval, Dylan Carrier, is he going to make a move to try to win stage number 2, or is he just going to push the 48? That's going to be stage number 2. Jordan Hand takes it. Dylan Carrier second, and I believe the 25 of Jeff Engler was able to snag third. Jordan Hand, one of the Dash for Cash drivers here tonight. One of 6 drivers in your field here trying to win an extra $40 in their pocket at the end of this one. Hand has led 7 laps so far, as we are on lap number 41. We take a look from the fan cam here as the pace car flies by the field and they get lined up. I'm sure pit road's going to be a busy place once again here, Christian.
Absolutely. I'd assume everyone's coming down, get as much fuel as they can for the last little stretch of this race. Going to be 61 lap, 60. Math's hard. 69 laps.
Almost.
49.
Nope.
Never mind. I'm done.
I'll bring up our race analysis once again for you here, Christian. Stage 1 and 2, 20 laps each. Final stage going to be 60 laps on tap here at Talladega.
59 though, because we're already one down. That's what I was trying to get.
I'm just trying to assist your math here a little bit, as there's a few trucks staying out. And most of the field going to hit pit road. I like this pit road cam we got here at Talladega, Christian. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it is pretty nice there.
I wish it'd stop changing. But we'll watch from afar as these drivers come off pit road. Once again, it looks like it's going to be, I believe that's Dylan Carrier going to lead them off pit road once again out of the trucks that come down. But William Connolly in the 00 here, I believe he stayed out, as well as the 38 of Dallas Seiwert, who's just trying to get himself a wave around to get back on the lead lap here. You know, Christian, let's go ahead and do a segment that, to be honest, I don't even know if Blake really does it. But I haven't done it in a while. But while we've got time here, as we're pacing, I think it's time for a good old Harpoon Design Peep the Paints. What do you say?
Oh, yeah, let's do it. It's been a while. Connor would love this, I know.
Let's get in there. We've got the Juicy Spider Restart Zone. And you know what? We're gonna make a new twist on it if you're down for it, Christian. I hope you are. I want a snap answer out of you for each truck we land on, a 1 out of 10. Do you think you can do that?
All right. I'm going to try my best.
Let's get to the Juicy Spider drone cam. They're flying 17 different drones out here. Who knows what truck it's going to land on? Let's get going.
7. 10. 5. 0.
0 is crazy.
7. 10.
And one more.
What I like it, but everyone does Bass Pro Shop, so 5.
You know what the problem is, though?
What's that?
The driver of the 15 here, he would have got a 10 just a week ago.
Oh yeah, this week ago he was driving Hutch Motorsports TV colors.
Besides, the HMS TV paint wasn't doing it for him anymore. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see how it pays off for him. One to go before we get back to green here from Talladega here in the Redemption iRacing series.
I love a good peep the paint segment brought to you by Harpoon Design, but put me on the spot like that was kind of nerve-wracking, Jesse.
Was it too much pressure for you?
Oh no, I can handle it, but I had to give some Ruben hate there in the middle of it. You know that.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say I was surprised that the 0 came out of there. I thought his paint looks okay. I like the purple.
Oh yeah, the paint looks fine, but it's the fact who it's on makes it look bad.
Okay, I get it. And I think there's probably some minus points for having the wrong number on it too. I can see that.
Yep, absolutely. The Bass Pro Shop truck does look good, though. I know I gave that one a little bit of crap, but it looks good.
Connor Gerard kind of on my side. He says, I honestly think Ruben being given a 0 is crazy.
But it's Ruben. I mean, come on.
I think, what's crazy, though, is Ruben he's finding himself on the channel so much these days. Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, now Saturday nights. The man is everywhere. He's even been in the booth after he's gotten crashed out on Wednesdays.
Absolutely. But Jesse, the pace car's off. We're about to go back green flag racing here at Dega.
Yeah, William Connolly in the 00. He's going to grab a couple Mike and Ikes out of his pocket, and he's going to hit the gas harder than he ever has. We only have 5 trucks on the outside lane. Looks a little goofy, but they go through the Juicy Spider restart zone, and it's a side-by-side launch for the 00 and 15. Usually, the leader is able to get a little bit better jump than that, but he's going to not lead the way in turn number 1. It's going to be Dylan Carrier back out front. The 31, the Prophet Joseph Smith, all over the back bumper of that truck.
We're going to start the lane jumping again. 57 laps to go around this time. Coming to 56, but we're going down the Alabama Gang super stretch.
What do you think's going to happen with this stage, Christian? Do you think these guys are going to realize that there's a little long way to go and they're going to kind of settle down? Or do you reckon they're going to start scrapping, trying to get towards the front?
Well, I know what they should do, but what they should do and what they're probably going to do is definitely 2 different things, but there, Jesse.
Yeah, you're not kidding. We've had 4 cautions tonight, 2 for stages, 2 for wrecks. Hopefully we don't add a 3rd one too soon. A new truck up towards the front, a couple of them that I haven't talked about a whole lot tonight. It's going to be the 49 there, 2nd truck on the outside. That's going to be Jeff Herrick out of Tulare, California. Finds himself up front towards this thing, as well as the truck underneath him there in the 22. That's Phil Simpson out of Sturbridge, Massachusetts, Maryland. Fill in the blank, MA. I don't know my state abbreviations, but either way, he finds himself up towards the front of this field in that 22. In my mind, you're silent because you're trying to figure out which state MA is.
No, I am a little distracted, so I do apologize to the fans at home about that, but it's, but now I am trying to figure out which state MA is.
If you're watching
Massachusetts?
some of the real life racing we've got going on, try to keep me in the loop, because I was definitely interested in what was going on in that random dome in the middle of nowhere where they were slinging them dirt cars around.
Well, no, I wasn't even doing that. I was answering a text message from the boss lady, but yeah, they're still doing driver intros. They've been doing it for like half this race. It's kind of bizarre, and there's not even that many drivers.
I was going to say the field can't be that big. The track's only barely, probably, what, an 1/8 mile?
Yeah, it's crazy, actually.
49, Jeff Herrick finds himself in the lead of that second lane now, trying to push his way towards the lead. He's got Brandon Broadfoot on the back door right now, giving him a shove.
Miss Anna in the chat instructing her grandson to get your butt up there. Grandma ain't playing around, landing as the 15's gonna shoot on down and says he's gonna get out of here.
Go ahead and say your line, Christian. What did the 15 say?
Which line?
He's too scared to go getting wrecked.
Oh, yeah, okay. You got me. You got me off guard there. I'm just gonna hang on in the back. I'm scared to get the wrecks.
I don't even know. Do we still have the soundboard of that here on HMS TV?
Just stand on by, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go. Here we go. And I'm afraid I'm gonna click the wrong one, so
I don't know if it's there.
it might be gone.
I know which one's not gone.
He was all gas, no brakes with it. You know what I mean?
We haven't heard that one come out on the channel in a good while. Might have to break it out for one of these wrecks.
Absolutely. You wouldn't want, and you know what happens in a wreck? You're
And their car turns into a...
that was an iconic line said here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV by me.
That's one of those things where your mouth is moving faster than your brain can buffer, I think is what happened to you there.
I knew what I was saying there. That was a thoughtful line.
If you say so. Jeff Herrick in the 49 leads the way. Joseph Smith, the Prophet himself. Brandon Barefoot in the 14. William Connolly in the 00. And the 19, a.k.a. the 4 of Ruben Fryer, a.k.a. Ruben Rodos. Rounds out your top 5. Yes, sir.
The 14 is not Barefoot.
Well, the only way you know if they're broad is if they are bare. Brandon Broadfoot in the 14. My apologies.
I know I'm the last one to call out somebody saying a name incorrectly.
Yeah, I was going to say, who do you think you are for calling me out? When we have drivers on a weekly basis complain about how you pronounce their names.
You know,
Unbelievable.
Fair.
But we're just now reaching the halfway point of this one here tonight from Talladega, believe it or not. And I think now is a better time than any to go for some harpoon designs, bring the noise. What do you think, Christian?
I say, ladies and gentlemen, grab that volume down and crank it up.
It's going to get loud, folks. Get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, that was your Harpoon Designs Bring the Noise. As we're still bringing the noise even after it's over. William Connolly, Jeff Herrick continue to lead the way. And we're going to go Hutchinson Motorsports TV side by side, take us a short break. We'll be back with you here. 48 laps to go here in the Redemption iRacing Series from Talladega Super Speedway.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Ladies and gentlemen, back with you here from Talladega in the Redemption iRacing Series Dash for Cash event here tonight. Brandon Broadfoot leads the way, but he's got the 14. Well, he is the 14. He's got the 49 of Jeff Herrick right there next to him, that yellow truck, trying to take that spot from him, side by side across the stripe. Christian, what are you thinking about our racing here tonight so far at Talladega?
Well, you know, it's real fast and real left in kind of single file right now. True Talladega style here. I will say I do have I don't know what you want to call it. When it comes to Super Speedway Series racing, yes, it puts on a show, but I don't like it myself. Wild take, I know.
It can definitely be stressful in the vehicle, like on the track. It's definitely stressful, and I know it certainly is stressful for you as a fan, because every single time there's a crash, you think the person that's in the vehicle is going to be hurt in some way, and you're just ready to watch them get out of the vehicle.
Well, you know, this is a dangerous, not on iRacing, obviously. I just hate it on iRacing because I had to be the one in the car.
Right.
But oh, what's going on? You can't make a pass like that, buddy.
Yeah, 69, John Kraverick says that he's going to try to go slingshot engaged and make a pass all by himself. That's going to just kill any bit of momentum that the 14 and the 69 had. He's still out there by himself without a care.
But yeah, what I was getting at though is, you know, I just don't find enjoyment in watching these even the real life race teams just go out there and destroy machinery. I know I am one of the only fans that don't enjoy watching the wrecks, but the wrecks that this track produces, as Dallas Seawart's just doing, you know, we got to rewind and see what happened to him.
Yeah, I noticed that he had come down pit road, but
oh, he did the old slide of Rudy off of pit road. Wee! He's warming his tires up, Jesse.
yeah, that would have been an awkward yellow if he had managed to spin it around. Is the rest of the field going to envelop him here off of pit road?
Oh, wow. We've never been in a wreck where that's happened, have we, Jesse?
Never have we ever. As the 14 says, I'll pass you high. 38's going to stay low. And how did the 69 truck finagle his way into being second in this line after the move that he pulled earlier, Christian?
I don't know, but it worked for him, as the Lizard truck's going to get right back where he belongs there. Only one truck out of this race so far tonight, and that's going to be the 96 of Zach Angley. Got his second meatball of the night earlier when he had that Lizard on his hood.
I think I'm going to write that one down, Christian, because, you know, I always kind of struggle with super speedway races, so I'm just going to put in my notes that if I'm ever struggling to get positions, I should just form a lane completely by myself for about a lap, and then suddenly good fortune will happen to me.
Well, Jesse, we tried that, remember?
But that wasn't by ourselves. Like, there was more than one vehicle. If you would have just stayed low and I went high by myself, I could have won both stages, I think.
Oh, okay. That's right. Fair enough.
So we might have a new face out front, as a whole bunch of trucks are pitting. The 14 of Broadfoot, the 69 of whatever his name was, John Kraverick. Well, the 14 goes around.
I'm wondering when you're going to see that. He only was spending for 3 business days, and you're like still talking normally.
Unfortunately, I wasn't looking at what was happening on the track. I was trying to remember the dude's name, but the 14 of Brandon Broadfoot goes from hero to zero, leads the way into pit lane, and finds himself pulling into his pit stall last. Not a good look for the 14. As we watch, there's still a battle here on the track, actually, for the rest of the pack.
So, Jesse, let's have a scenario as to... Oh, Ruben, careful. Let's have a scenario, okay? If Grandma calls you by your first name, she's just calling you, right?
Right.
If Grandma says your first and last name, what does that mean?
It means you're in trouble.
So Landon Burbage, let's go, says Grandma Anna. She done broke out the first and last name.
I mean, it just sounds to me like she's over it. He's just kind of dilly-dallying back here. Now you can see him there. He's even in the back of this little pack in the orange truck. He's just kind of taking his time, doing his own thing.
She even picked somebody else now to root on.
Now that really hurts. Is that she's going to go root on an entirely different driver because of how slow you're being? As the 22 is, speaking of slow, I don't know why he is so slow right now.
Well, like he got upset, you know, got off center and was able to save it, but
Everybody else coming in pit road now. The 18 and Noah Blackwell coming in hot, but he looks like he got that truck slowed up in time. The 2 gets loose. He keeps it straight. Landon, the pressure from Grandma about made him crack there, and he about lost it coming onto pit road. I believe that makes everybody has hit pit road now, potentially for the final time. There might be another stop left in this race. We'll have to keep an eye out on that. But what we will keep the most bit of eyes on is the 15 of Carrier and the 72 of Alex Kozinski. They've kind of got a 2-truck breakaway. They're going to get swallowed up by that pack behind them, but we're going to have to pay attention and see where they end up in relation to everybody else that had just come down pit road there. Here's the 48 of Hand, who leads that group off of pit lane. You can see the 15 there on the left-hand side of your screen. They're going to be able to get by those trucks.
hopefully they'll be close enough to get the draft.
Yeah, the 15 and the 72 are way too far in front. They're going to enjoy it while it lasts, but it's not going to last long. The 33 of Ryan Holler and company are going to get a massive run on those two and surely just blow right by them here in just a matter of time.
This race is definitely getting intense. You could even hear Jesse's dog behind them whimpering in anticipation of this race.
I think it's anticipation and just overall fear for the next big wreck that's going to send somebody flipping. We haven't had a flip tonight. We've had a half flip from the 38, I believe. No, it might not have been the 38.
And the 96.
Yes, the 96 was the one I was thinking of. It was grinding down the wall on his side, but he didn't go on all the way, so we've still yet to see it tonight, and surely it's going to happen as the 33 Ryan Holler going to take over the lead via the power of Landon Burbage's grandma. Multiple Ryan Holler fans in the chat. You got Cher Holler in the chat cheering him on. Come on, Holler number 33, keep steady, and he's doing his best to, currently leading the way here. It's going to be lap number 1 led for the 33 tonight. '72 of Alex Kozinski leads that second lane. He's got the 5 of Xavier Regelbrugge right behind. We haven't talked much about Xavier tonight. Been a kind of quiet race for him in that bright pink number 5. But that personally is kind of the way I like it here at these super speedways. I don't want to be involved in a whole lot up until there's about 10 laps to go.
Well, even then, sometimes, Jesse, I feel like I'm trying to encourage you to come on, let's go, let's go.
And I feel like I've changed in the recent super speedway races. I've kind of changed my tune a little bit.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, you have.
I used to literally, drop back away from the main pack just to kind of stay out of the mess, but I don't do that anymore because, life's too short to just sit around halfway around the track from where the action's happening,
We're not even racing for the Gears Cleanest Driver Award next season, okay, Jesse?
No.
I need to break out. No. I need to break this out of you. I need to get some aggression in you because I know you can win races. You just gotta be assertive, not insertive like, SpongeBob episode where he sticks his finger in the guy's pocket and goes, Gucci, Gucci, goo.
Always breaking out the SpongeBob lore. Gotta love it.
We're going to teach you to be assertive. Stand your ground, Jesse. Just like the 72 of Kolinski.
What's the old football cheer? Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. That's what Miss Anna in the chat is cheering for Landon right now to be aggressive and get up to the front.
Yeah, that's the problem. She's cheering Landon on. I can't even see him on my screen right now. Where's he at? Oh, there he is, way back there. He's got some work to do in that, too.
Yeah, but at Talladega, he's not in a bad slot. You know, what could happen going to the line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trucks could just go, whee! And then there he is inheriting the win.
And if I can say anything, I think that we're definitely... I would be very shocked if we make it to the end of this race on a green flag. I think they're going to wad it up again. Right now, the field looks really peaceful. There's only one truck that's separated from the rest of the field, and who else but the 69 of John Craverick would be the one by himself somehow making it work out of Bethel, Connecticut, but nonetheless, the field's very modest right now, very quiet, but that's not going to last forever. Eventually, a switch is going to flip, and it's going to get back to what we were seeing during stages 1 and 2.
Absolutely. For those of you who might not be watching at home, Jonathan Davenport might be out of the Capote Gateway Dirt Nationals. That's a fan favorite. Going to be parking it back into the pits. He's got a flat tire after a little bit of an incident.
Well, he might have just done it so that he could get in the pits and pull out his phone and tune back into HMS TV.
That is, possibly. Connor Gerard in the chat says, Jesse, you must join the dark side of racing if you want to win. Connor, I remember a Jesse that did used to win. He wasn't afraid to use his bumper. That's why we called him Jesse Bump and Run Becker. But these days, he's more like Jesse fall to the back and, I'm sorry, Becker.
That's an interesting thing to go with. Is I think I heard some beef in the radio chat from our drivers here. I'm not sure what could have happened. I kind of missed that one. But definitely some frustrated folks out there. As the 69 of John Craverick has found himself, almost up here he's found himself in 4th place, just being a one-man show on the outside. That man has magic powers that I do not possess.
Many people don't possess.
It's honestly really dadgum impressive. I gotta say, there's probably people out there that don't understand pack racing or draft tracks at all that are saying, what's so crazy about this? But it is crazy, and I think Christian would agree with me.
Yep, definitely so. As they're still arguing in the chat, I just turned my chat on to hear it.
Checking out the chat. Brian Carrier in the chat saying, let's go Dylan Carrier. Fan in the chat for the 15, who's currently with 28 to go. He would be the winner of the Dash for Cash event tonight. If it were to end
$40
right now.
on the... That's right. Yep, $40 on the table. The light blue highlighted names are eligible for a $40 prize. Dylan Carrier lead now. He doesn't have to win the race. He's just got to be ahead of the blue. So we're not going to get into what they're arguing about, but I can report to the chat that the argument is over Ruben Rodas. Shocker, right?
Who would have saw that one coming? Ruben always makes friends wherever he goes. I couldn't imagine that anyone would be upset with the 19/4 of Rodas/Fryer.
And his name's Ruben Rodas, but he is a huge Nathan Fryer fan. Those who don't know Nathan Fryer, I promise you that if there's a wreck in a Superstar ARCA series, Nathan Fryer is the cause of it. So much that they named the medical center after him, the Fryer Medical Center. And for those who may have not have been around really early in HMS TV days, well, I say middle of it, when me and Jesse came in, we did the Fryer Medical Center 69 race at, what was that track, Jesse? Slinger? No.
I think we did. Was that one the Arundel Figure 8?
Yeah, the Arundel Figure 8. That was a fun event where we had a group of field line up to race the Figure 8 at Arundel. Beautiful event. We called it the Fryer Medical Center 69. You just had to be there.
Speaking of 69, Christian, if this 69 of John Kraverick somehow manages to take the lead by himself by side drafting, I might just never stream again.
Yeah, he's. You would think he would just fall to the back, but he is managing to make it work. And honestly, it's impressive.
It does not compute in my brain. Like, he's got a... There he goes. He's taking this nice... He's going to get into the bottom lane here and be a good truck. But we'll have to wait and see how long he's going to wait before he tries to find his way to the front if he is side drafting again. I think he's just determined to cause havoc. Alex Kozinski leads the way. Something we haven't mentioned tonight, as you see on the right side of your screen, the car logos there in the tower. We'll go ahead and bring up the manufacturer standings. Ford leads the way on average. Average of 6th place for the F-150s. Ryan Holler, the best Ford out of the 4. Only 3 Chevys on the track. Matthew Wood, best out of those. Toyota has the most trucks, but the worst average on the field. As the 16 of Matthew Wood finds himself up in the lead, these guys decided to start fighting for positions all of a sudden while I was doing this.
24 to go. It might be a little bit too early, but it ain't too early to take out some more trucks, because that's what's going to happen if we start driving too hard.
Now, Christian, would it be too much to try to get some in-race reporting on if these drivers are going to have to come down pit road again for another stop, or if they're good to the end? I think they might have to come down for another stop, but I'm not positive.
Well, let's just see. I wish good old Ruben Rodas, he'd be the perfect
Whoa,
interview.
Look out, the 18 lose the 14's around!
Guys,
He almost
a
blew
one-truck
over.
incident. Well, now we are going to have time to get an interview in. Well, it doesn't matter because they're all going to come in.
Yeah, the 14 of Brandon Broadfoot finds himself on the bad side of whatever that situation was. Bad push on the 18, and then he gets run over by the 72. Driver out of Chico, California goes for a ride. Take another look for on board.
Whoa. That was scary for Brandon there. Brandon Broadfoot about went over.
Yeah, he managed to keep it on the ground, all 4 on the floor, but it definitely did get a little sketchy.
You got a little slideways.
Matthew Wood in the 16, winner of stage number 1, I do believe, if I remember correctly.
Yep, it was.
Fights his way back from being a lap down, finds himself in the lead of this race. Noah Blackwell in second after almost being a fatality during that last wreck, managed to keep it straight and find himself still in second place. And look who has snuck their way into third. It's Landon Burbage.
Am I going to be happy in the chat?
So we're going to see surely everybody come down pit road here on lap 78 of 100. Fuel not going to even be a question.
Talking with my mic muted. Sorry, I would just take fuel only. Tires ain't going to really matter here at Talladega.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It is probably going to be one of those situations as the cameras get all over the place here. What is happening? I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm new to this, you know. We'll go back to this one. This one's tried and true as we see the race off pit road. Going to be won by the 18 of Noah Blackwell. Landon Burbage, Jordan Hand. Going to come out of pit road. 1, 2, 3. as these drivers gonna line it up here in a couple laps after the 5th caution of the night on lap 79. We're gonna go ahead and step aside, take another quick break. There's 20 of y'all watching. If you're out there and you haven't done it yet, make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. It means a lot, helps us out more than you know. And we will be back here with you shortly. Don't go anywhere.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchison Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchison Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Ladies and gentlemen, back live once again here from Talladega in the Redemption iRacing Series. The pace car makes that hard left turn one more time. Noah Blackwell getting ready to lead the way into the Juicy Spider restart zone. Landon Burbage to his outside. Green flag out one more time here at Talladega.
Landon Burbage leading that high line. As Jesse mentioned, he has the aggressive 16 Matthew Wood behind him. Matthew Wood is going to be in contention at the end of this one, I guarantee it, but he is not in contention for the dash for cash that this league is hosting tonight. Landon Burbage is, Blackwell is in hand, of course,
your
respectively are.
Three.
Further back in the back of the pack, you have Dylan Carrier, Dallas Seward, and Bradford all the way back in the 17th position. But I don't think he's even... Is he running right now, Jesse? I don't think he is.
Broadfoot's right
yes,
here.
He is. There he is.
He's a lap down currently, so he's working to get back on the lead lap. But if he's able to do so, he'll have a shot at the $40 prize.
He's actually a lap down, I might add.
I thought I just
Yeah,
said
the car
that, unless I'm
manufacturers up
tripping.
down the left. We'll get those changed over to the times here soon. But now officially 19 laps to go here at Talladega. Grandma's boy Landon Burbage leading the way. Grandma is happy as can be right now.
Yeah, Grandma Anna is locked into the TV right now, staring a hole through
16
it.
Matthew Wood
Whoa,
making that
look
new
out.
line. An aggressive
Hold on to it,
Ruben
Ruben.
Rodas.
Hold on to it. Oh,
No, he
no.
can't save it. He said, oh, he hits Mike and
He's
I one
getting
time.
wiggly.
Oh, man, the double zero got hit hard as could be. Ruben Rodas was bent out of shape there. Falls in behind the 48. What a save from Ruben. I do not understand how he was able to keep racing after that hit.
I think somebody needs to get him a new pair of underwear. He had that truck saved about 17
Jesse's
times,
either
I think.
not talking because he got his mic muted, don't know, or is handling something.
No, I was muted in Discord. The folks at home could hear me. My apologies. Everything's gonna sound fine on their end. You were just completely out of the loop.
I don't know if I was talking over you or not.
No,
but
you weren't. That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't notice anything was wrong. But we're all good now. That's funny. Oh my, that was insane.
Ladies and gentlemen, another screw up from Jesse Becker here tonight.
I'm just doing what I'm best at. But anyways, now that you can hear me, the 19 had that thing saved. It felt like 17 different times. It was just wiggling back and forth, using other trucks as like a pinball machine to keep himself straight, and he manages to get it back going. And he's not really worse for wear. He's fourth on this outside line right now.
Hey, making it work. Is the Mike and Ike truck going to block the low line? Definitely trying to control the lines here. A few of these drivers here tonight have been doing so.
Yeah, once again, somebody out there might be going, who the heck is William Connolly? Well, he's normally the race control for most of these races, but he finds himself out here on the track tonight in the 00 Mike and Ike machine. Door to door at the 15 of Dylan Carrier. We're getting down to the wire here in this thing. Coming to 16 laps to go, and they'll be over before you know it here. And we're not done crashing yet. I can almost guarantee it, especially not here at Talladega.
Oh, man. Jesse, Grandma in the chat says we need her to commentate. I don't know if she's happy with us. We better get her act straight.
Yeah, we'll figure it out here. Normally I'm doing one stream a week. This week Blake, for some reason, he's got to go enjoy some real racing. I don't know. I don't know why he would go watch real racing over broadcasting, but I'm filling in for him this week.
Yep, he took a trip down to the Kubota Gateway Dirt Nationals in St. Louis.
Hopefully he's having a great time. He'll be back with you folks tomorrow night for the season opener at MCR. Sure to be a good one. They got a packed field there for that. Christian, do you have access to your radio?
I don't have it on right now. It's on now.
Okay, oh,
I
gosh.
turned it on to someone saying something about being pregnant.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have a pregnant driver on the track, apparently.
Yeah, this is a quote from an unknown driver, but they said that their water is about to break like they're pregnant. So I think that just might mean their temperatures were getting hot in the truck, but that was definitely an unorthodox way to say it.
Well, if we have a pregnant driver on the track, I can assure you that all we have racing out there is gentlemen, so we might have a science miracle.
That is true. I can tell you that the 15 of Dylan Carrier out of Kendallville, Indiana, his temps aren't getting hot, so it couldn't have been him. He's leading the way. He's got the clean air, and look who's leading the soul. No, never mind. The 15 says, I'm good. Thank you.
What is he doing? He's leading the race and he's going to fall back. Like, I get if you're like in the 16 or the 2's position, you might want to get out of Dodge, but
I hate to
why?
I hate to make you say it again, but I think you have to.
I'm just going to follow back. Somebody asked him what happened, and he says, I just want to see how easily I can drive through the pack. He's toying with him out there.
Oh my gosh, he's out there playing games, and we've got a new leader. It's going to be the 4/19 of Rodos/Fryer. Finds his way to the front, gets in front of that 00, William Connolly, who's probably getting tired of people cutting his nose off as he dips to the outside. Rodos not going to block, and he's probably going to lose the lead as fast as he got it here.
And with 13 to go, let's make our picks to win this thing, Jesse. Of course, we might as well just throw a dart at the wall with a bunch of drivers' names on it, and whoever it lands on be our pick. But who do you got tonight?
So here's where I'm going to go with. I think we're going to have somebody not in the Dash for Cash take home the win, and then I'm going to pick a Dash for Cash winner as well. So my Dash for Cash winner, with as much aura and as much cockiness as he has, I'm going to go with the 15 of Dylan Carrier. If you've got the cojones to just drop off the pack just to see how easily you can drive back up through it, I feel like he's going to find his way to the front. But who I think is going to win the actual race, this man has an unmatched aura, and here he goes again by himself on the top 3 wide. The 69 of John Kraverick, he can see the air like he's Dale Earnhardt. So I'm picking him.
Definitely so. The camera's already on him. I'm going to tell you that Ruben Rodas is not going to win this race. I'm going to start backwards if you did. I'm going to put the 16 winning this race. He seems to be very aggressive when he's up front. And there he goes. Look at that. Just leaving the Ruben out to dry. Oh, okay. I think he let him back in, but even though he lost a few positions there, I'm going to stay locked in on the 16 to win the race. But my Dash for Cash winner beating you took Carrier. That's who I was going to go with. I'm going to have to go with, let's lock in Landon Burbage. And the number 2 machine. Oh! Somebody's dead.
Somebody's backwards. The 22 of Phil Simpson. Everybody else seems to get away relatively unscathed. But the 22 of Simpson.
Right as
you can't
Connor.
park there.
Right as Connor says someone is going to wreck.
Let's see if we can get a good view on it here from the Harpoon Design blimp as to what happened to Phil Simpson. Let's back it up here. It's getting sketchy, and oh gosh, Christian, look who's behind him.
Did Ruben Rodas claim another victim? He's all over his bumper, gets him off center, and quite frankly, kills the poor Phil Simpson. Yeah, you did.
I don't think it could be put really any other way. As we hop on board with the 4 of Ruben Rodas.
So did Ruben hook him? That's the conversation happening in the chat. No, Ruben Rodas did not just flat out right hook him. What happened is these trucks, are aerodynamic machines. You have to push them straight. If you do not push them straight, you could get away with being a little left. These trucks, the way they're set up, you could push on the left side more than you can the right. But if you get, I'd say, any further right than your emblem to the right of their emblem on the center of their truck, they will turn. Ask me how I know, or should you ask Jesse from last week? Sorry, Jesse.
Yeah, it's very true. It's one of those things where it was not intentional. I definitely would have to say it was the 4 of Rodas's fault, but it was not intentional by any means. It was not he did not mean to do it, but it's one of those things. If it's just what we call a bad push. See, a couple drivers
bad
gonna
push
hit pit road
indeed.
here.
And I don't really agree with this. Like, if you have the fuel to make it last, why go down?
A lot of drivers finding their way onto pit lane here. Several drivers staying out. Maybe there was people close on fuel still, even after the last yellow, would be my only guess.
Yeah, it had to be something like that.
I don't think you'd have a point during this race where you'd want to get tires. Yes, you can see most of these drivers fuel only. The 31 of Joseph Smith back off of pit road as fast as he got on it, pretty much.
Well, they just needed to splash and go. Hopefully none of the drivers end up like I did last Monday night where I wanted a splash and they said fill her on up.
William Connolly, Ruben Rodos, Ryan Holler, Jeff Engler, your 4 drivers in the front of the field who neglected to come down pit road that time. Brandon Broadfoot also stayed out, but I do believe with no sureness that the 14 was the lucky dog recipient. I cannot confirm or deny, but I do believe that he was, and he's going to swing into pit road now.
See, enters there. We're going to be going around the track one more time. It's lap 92 right now. We'll be taking lap 93, restarting on lap 94. So a 6-lap shootout to the finish. And who knows, we might be having another restart to make it a green-white checker because these drivers are going to be antsy for the fancy.
Yeah, I think that I don't see a way this race ends without there being without there being a green-white checkered at some point. I feel like it's almost a guarantee at this point. And that's the way it is with most plate racing. And it just comes down to the fact that everybody thinks that they're making the right move and they're trying to force things that probably aren't there. But you get in the mindset of if you don't do it now, you might not be able to get it done later. So you just kind of go for it, and sometimes it doesn't work out in your favor.
Absolutely. But ladies and gentlemen, unrelated to this race, I can report to you that the winner of the late model feature in the Kubota Gateway Dirt Nationals, your $70,000 winner is going to be the fan favorite Bobby Pierce, taking it home in his Fallout Shelter style late model there.
It wasn't Carson Hocevar? Dang it.
Nope. Carson Hocevar, I didn't see what happened, but in the corner of my eye, I saw him limping it around the track like he heard it. So, you know how Carson drives, though. He probably did something overly aggressive and it cost him.
I was going to say, from watching earlier, if I had to guess, he probably hit the nose into the concrete wall about 4 times in a row, and it probably finally hurt something.
Probably so. He's good at ruining his chances to win, I will say that.
Take a
Intense
look.
meter 100 out of 200 right now as we pull up the hard chargers thing. Go ahead, Jesse.
I was going to say, we take a look at the HMS TV hard chargers. Ruben Rodos leads the board up 12 spots, although I'm sure there's drivers out there not happy that he's gained that many. Jeff Engler in the 25 has gained 11, as well as John Craverick. William Connolly gained 10. Matthew Wood up 6. And we've got a special fun fact about Jeff Engler, actually. Cleanest driver currently in the Redemption iRacing Series, averaging only 6 incidents per start for that 25 truck.
Wow. Cleanest driver, that seems like some kind of stat you would go.
Yeah, there's something about me that likes somebody that knows how to keep it clean. Don't know why.
Oh, we got race control up here on this start. Hopefully for the last time, but probably not. Here in the Redemption iRacing Series, sponsored by NJBDesigns.com. They paint champions. Into the juicy spot of restart zone. Green flag back in the air here at Talladega.
Connolly and Ruben Rodos side by side in a turn 1. No driver able to separate themselves from the other. They're going to stay side by side through the corner here. And we'll see who is able to come out on top, or if they're going to stay side by side the whole rest of the way. It is possible as they're swapping lanes behind them. You see one driver go to the bottom, one to the top. They're all over the place right now.
Oh, yeah. The way they're swapping positions, you see the lizard back there, too, falling to the back. I don't think we're going to make it back to the white flag, much less probably the line for lap 6 to go.
The 16 of Matthew Wood makes a third lane. He's going to have the support of the 48 of Jordan Hand and the 2 of Landon Burbage, among others. Whoa, and
There he goes.
the 16!
He's dead. The 16 goes over. He's sliding down the track on his door, falls back on his wheels, sliding to a stop. Matthew Wood is out of this race.
Bonk.
And there goes his motor. The way he let that car roll, he's got to be dead.
The 16 of Matthew Wood finds himself towing the pit lane. Let's take a look from the Harpoon Design blimp at what happened at the 16.
We're going to have to rewind from there as he was just sliding on his door. My, oh my.
Let's get a little slow-mo action. The 25 of Jeff Engler gets into the back end a little bit, gets him loose. The 48, nowhere to go, sends him hard into the outside wall, and he went for a ride.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be the hardest announcement I've ever had to make in my professional career. But after the incident on the front stretch of Talladega, we've lost Matthew Wood. Please join me in a moment of silence for Matthew Wood.
Anyways, we're going to go back live here. William Connolly continuing to lead the way. He's been in a good spot, it feels like, this entire race in that 0-0. Managing to lead the pack pretty much all the time after these restarts. As the drivers over the radio reporting the news that we broke on HMS TV just a few moments ago, many emotions being heard.
Sometimes I wish y'all could hear the chat at home. I mean, we could never allow you to, but that was a funny line. Somebody basically said that Wood had mentioned that no one had flipped, and the fact that he was the one who flipped is, very hysterical, but he didn't use the word very.
Christian, these days, to be honest with you, I think that it would be pretty cool to be able to design a program to be able to be used in situations like these for broadcasts. With the power of AI these days, it would be really cool to have some sort of program that could record the radio and be able to be played back in little snippets, depending on if you want it to be able to be heard on the stream or not. Might have to look into that one day. That'd be pretty cool.
And with an AI program like that, it should be smart enough to auto bleep it.
I was gonna say, the way AI has come these recent years, I'm sure that it could be done. Might have to look into that. I gotta say, something that I've noticed that's been bothering me is that it seemed like throughout the stages in the first half of this final stage that the Dash for Cash drivers were finding themselves up in the front of the field. And lately, there hasn't been a Dash for Cash driver, I feel like, that has been ahead of about 6th place. Landon Burbage right now is in the spot to take home the prize tonight if the race was to end right now, but unfortunately for him, we've still got about 3 more laps on tap. If I know anything about Talladega, this is still anybody's race here tonight. Connor Gerard in the chat saying he senses a radioactive for HMS TV soon. I would love to do something like that. I just, unfortunately, don't have the time to do all the projects that I wish I could.
Yeah, and Jesse, as usual, will blame his sweet little innocent baby girl, when in actuality she sleeps half the day and Jesse just chooses to get nothing done.
Well, Christian, you know what my beautiful daughter did as soon as she just got home earlier. If you want to fill the class in.
Well, I know what she did, but you weren't the one that had to suffer through it. Your poor wife had to clean up that blowout.
Yeah, well, I've cleaned up my fair share of blowouts already. It's a great time.
I can imagine so. As Brian Alessandro says, a little paid subscription sounds good. Well, we're not going to have paid subscription here. We appreciate what we have. Um,
That would be
always
something
appreciate
to look
anything.
into for like a YouTube membership. Maybe have some exclusive sort of content like that. Might be a good idea. Something we've thought about looking into is memberships for the channel. We just haven't decided what perks folks would want. If anyone has any ideas, feel free to drop them in the chat. We might consider it. As this thing's coming down to the wire, lights are off on the pace car, so we're going to be going green potentially for the last time here. When they take the stripe, it's going to be lap 98 of 100. We're going to have a natural, not quite a natural green, white, checkered, but one lap extra past that.
Can't wait to see what happens here. Holler fans in the chat. I'm sure Miss Anna's still watching, rooting on her baby boy, as she calls him.
It's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top. There's been many a different driver to be out front in this race. Pace car going to pull off. William Connolly in the 00 going to lead the way. Ryan Holler to his outside.
Into the Juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag in the air. William Connolly, who has been dominant the last little bit of this race, leads the field to green. To the outside, you had the 33, Ryan Holler, big fan favorite in the chat. Also, the 31, Joseph Smith, the Prophet, pushing him on. The 00, William Connolly getting help from Ruben Rodas on the bottom.
Oh, and the Holler goes around off the nose of the Prophet.
18 involved. Dylan Carrier may have just took him, or just got took out of the. That was Blackwell. Sorry, got took out of the Dash for Cash, and Xavier Regelbrug involved.
We'll have to go back and take ourselves another look at it here. You can see there. Oh, the wrong way. Let's back it up one more time. Go slow motion a little bit closer up. Let's get a better view here, folks. Sorry, I cannot fix a good view here. We'll go to this view. Watch the 31 turn the 33 of Ryan Holler. The 5 of Xavier Regelbrug. He just gets a bad bump after the wreck from the 49. He's going to go around. The 69 of John Kraverick might pick to win. Takes a good smack.
I will say Xavier did the best thing he could there, and what you should do there, and locked it down and held the brakes. Good for him.
We'll go back live. A few trucks harmed in that one. Joseph Smith in the 31 finds himself in the lead after he takes the 33 out of contention. It'd be interesting to see if Ryan Holler has a faster pair left and if he's going to take it and maybe have another fighting chance at this one. And the fight for the Dash for Cash still no anyone's race. Landon Burbage still in the spot to win. Dylan Carrier, though, right behind him. And only 2 spots back to the 14 of Brandon Broadfoot, who is also in the running. Connor Gerard says green, white, checkered time. That is correct. We are in overtime here. Not sure how many green, white, checkered attempts we have here in Redemption. I think it might be 3.
As our over talkative friend Logan would say, Lois, we're checking on that.
18 of Blackwell hits pit road, as well as the 33 of Holler and the 5 of Xavier Regelbrugge.
We have 3 green, white, checkered attempts on the track tonight.
Woohoo!
Did you hear my good old dog Woody click-clacking in the background?
We love it when Woody tamp dances around here with his little happy feet.
Yep, always. Yeah, a very staple of myself to have clack in the background.
I know, unfortunately, my pick to win, John Kraverick, finds himself getting repairs on pit road. You see the 96 there, Zach Angley, in front of him. He's been out of the race for a while. Matthew Wood still on pit road now, just crossed over 10 minutes for the 16. He's not making his way back out there. Noah Blackwell still fixing his truck up, but the 5 Xavier Regelbrugge's back out there as well as the 33 of Ryan Holler. So I imagine the 33 had a fast repair. Let's get the Juicy Spider guys up close and personal, see how that truck looks.
Well, it's got the Purina dog on the front of it. My wife would love that truck.
It's looking
It's a
dialed
good-looking
in.
boy.
Truck looks perfect. Covered in rubber.
Yeah, the truck just got a little dinger on it. It doesn't even look like he almost flipped a minute ago.
Unfortunately, I can't even remember right now exactly who you picked to win. I think it was the 16 of Matthew Wood, so I think both of our picks are sitting there on pit road.
So, Jesse, I have some news, as you said, to keep you update. The Snowball Derby at Five Flags, the last chance qualifier has been ran. And for the first time in what seems like 3 or 4 years, Kyle Busch has won something.
Oh my gosh, he's won. Did he win the LCQ?
Yes, he did.
Well, good for Kyle Busch. Good for KB. I was a fan of his before it was cool. Kyle Busch in the 18 M&M's machine was one of the most hated people, but as soon as he started driving a bow tie, people loved the man.
Yeah, it just goes typical NASCAR, freaking fandom there. You hate somebody until they drive a different car, and then you love them all of a sudden. I was there at Darlington with Jesse. Go ahead.
I was just going to say real quick that it seems like it's the opposite on iRacing. As you can see, even here in the Redemption iRacing series, we have 11 Toyotas that signed up to race tonight compared to 4 Fords and 3 Chevys. In real life, though, Chevy is definitely well preferred.
Definitely so. Chevy and NASCAR right there, especially the Cup Series, is in Rick Hendrick's pocket. Chevy, the entire manufacturer of Chevy, is honestly sorry. And I'm a Trackhouse fan, and I say that. Don't get me started, heated up on that. Basically, if you're not Rick Hendrick or drive for Rick Hendrick, you do not matter in the Chevy NASCAR.
That is unfortunately the case for a lot of people.
But I will say, though, that we were at Darlington. I was with Jesse, and it was the first race I ever went to. It was Kyle Busch in the 18. He was the favorite to win it, and then he blew his motor. It was the loudest I have ever heard any group of gathering ever.
That place did erupt whenever the smoke started pouring out of those pipes on his car. It was kind of sad.
Yeah, it just shows you what's wrong with the sport that we all know to love. But pace car is off. Field is set. We're going to be heading through the tri-oval. What could be one last time. Probably not. But will it be the 31 of Joseph Smith, the Prophet? Race control, William Conley through the Juicy Spider restart zone. We're back green with a green-white checker here in the Redemption iRacing Series at Talladega. Don't forget the dash for cash. Landon Burbridge is leading that. The 00 to the outside. William Conley trying to get some help from the 25 of Jeff Engler. The 31 on the bottom of Joseph Smith getting drafting assistance from Ruben Rodas. We know how he could be in the draft. Always dangerous, and he's there at the end. What will he do to win this one? The third line is coming, though. Heading down the backstretch for the final time. Heading to turns 3. I'm going to hand it over to Jesse Becker for the final call.
Christian, I think you forgot we're not even at the white flag yet. We still got a whole nother time to get around this track here. William
Yep, I
Connolly
got ahead
does
of myself.
William Connolly does find himself back out front as the third lane forms. It's going to be Landon Burbage on the top, Jeff Engler in the middle, but William Connolly in that 00 and the 31 of Joseph Smith well out ahead right now.
The 00 getting pushed by the 31. I definitely got myself ahead of myself there. But we are now officially under the white flag, and definitely for the final time heading down the backstretch. Ruben Rodas has got the run behind the 31. Going to shoot up to the high side. Landon Burbage does not accept him. Landon making the charge to the front. Can Grandma's boy do it here? Heading down the backstretch. The 31 pushing the 00 all he can. You got the mystery machine, the 48. Of Jordan Hand pushing Landon on the top row. The 31 peeks out. The 15's trying. He's not clear. Headed through. Turns 3 and 4. Jesse, take it away.
31 Joseph Smith breaks out of line. The 2 of Burbage tries to go high and can't do it. Here comes Dylan Carrier. He's going to try to win it here. And he does. The 15 of Carrier takes the win and the dash for cash.
What a last lap battle that was. That was some very intense racing. Dylan Carrier takes it home here at Talladega. Coming in second, you find the 00 race control of William Connolly and the Chevy, the number 48 mystery machine from Tulsa, Jordan Hand.
Dylan Carrier leaves no doubt about who takes home the dash for cash. He wins the race and the money. Coming out of nowhere to take it home. What a race for the 15. What a move at the end there. I'm sure Brian Carrier in the chat is kicking and screaming. Stoked for Dylan here as he's going to get ready to burn it down.
Seth Rollins style, burn it down. I would do it all out for you, but my mic would just cut it out.
I think he unfortunately just blew his motor. I think he money shifted.
Oh, no. So he's not going to be able to celebrate. That motor is done, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's back it up here just to double check. Right on board with our race winner. Dylan Carrier can't even celebrate because he money shifted and blew his motor. That is a tough look.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long one here tonight. If Jesse's ready, I say we go ahead and get Jordan Hand in the booth and go ahead and get these interviews.
Just real quick, before we get to that, I do want to rewind it real quick and just watch that finish just one more time, just to kind of make sure that we can see everything that happens here. I mean, the 00 of Connolly is just worried about those 2 on the outside at the moment, but the 15 of Dylan Carrier finds just barely a gap, and the 14 of Jordan, or the 48 of Jordan Hand just sticks with him the whole way and shoves him right past the 00. The 14 there of Brandon Broadfoot tried to help the 00 at the end, but couldn't get it done. And it was a pretty close finish there between these two drivers, but the 15 of Dylan Carrier comes out on top across the stripe. Connolly second, Jordan Hand third, Brandon Broadfoot fourth, Joseph Smith brought it home in fifth. But we go back live, and I do think it is time to start chatting to our podium finishes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this was the Redemption iRacing series here at Talladega, and I will say, bringing it home third place tonight after an exciting finish, you have the number 48 Chevy of Jordan Hand. Jordan, this is Jesse and Christian up in the booth. You got a copy on us?
Yes, sir.
Welcome in. Welcome in. You had that wide, like at one point you were 4, maybe even 5 wide coming around the tri-oval. You were able to get behind Dylan and push him practically to the win. Walk us through that ending there, and how did it feel for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty wild. I'd had to go back and look exactly what happened, but I just saw, Landon went hella wide, and I was my teammate. I was going to go with him, but when he went that wide, there was no way. And then Joseph came up, of course, too, and tried to block it. And at that point, it was just stay in my lane and, just come out with a decent finish. I knew I wasn't going to win at that point. So it was pretty wild, but yeah, I'll take third.
Third indeed, and made it look good out there, I will say. Jesse, what do you have for a third place finisher, Jordan Hand?
Yeah, I got to say, on a scale of Talladega races, that seemed like it was kind of mild. There was certainly a few wrecks, but nothing really crazy. What are your thoughts just overall on how this race went? And do you think it turned out pretty well? I mean, there was definitely some bad crashes, but what do you think?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Our first race this season at Daytona was not the greatest. For one, as a new league, of course, and a bunch of new drivers. But man, if you go back and look at it, there was so much damn net code in that first race. So I haven't gone back, of course, and looked at this one, but for the most part, I didn't really see any net code. So that makes me really happy on iRacing's part because it's been pretty crappy when it comes to the net code. So I'll take that. But when it comes to crazy moves and stuff, I think everybody had a level head tonight. And the way the laps were, I think everybody kind of realized they had to save a little fuel. So I think that helped to keep the chaos a little timid. But I definitely think at the end of each stage and in the finish of the race, it was all pretty damn good racing. So overall, it was pretty good.
Pretty good indeed. We're going to ask you if you have any shout outs before we send you back down to your team to celebrate your podium finish here tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out you guys for putting on a great, broadcast for us, and thank you to everybody that came out. We missed we got like 4 or 5 drivers that didn't come out tonight due to the holidays, so we'll definitely get them back next week. So I'm looking forward to that, and just want to say happy holidays to everybody. I know we're past Thanksgiving, but still hope everybody had a good one. And we're gonna be off here. I don't know when exactly it is, a couple weeks for Christmas. So I don't know when that break is, but just go ahead and say happy holidays to everybody, and yeah, y'all take it easy.
All righty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was your third place finisher here tonight, Jordan Hand. Thank you, Jordan.
I appreciate it, boys.
Yes, sir. All righty. Well, moving it in to the second place after, holding on at the end. He practically was stuck to himself there. He didn't really get too much help from the car behind him, but finished second place here tonight. William Connolly. William, this is Jesse and Christian up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy, y'all. How are y'all doing?
It's doing good. Very exciting finish there at the end. Almost 4 or 5 wide. You're on that bottom lane. Didn't get the help you needed when Jordan Hand was pushing Dylan to the win. Walk us through that end and how did it go for you?
Well, to be honest, I didn't think that Dylan could make that room. I can't believe he fitted through that spot to go by us. But it was a great race. I don't get to race that often in this league, but I'm glad I did. It was fun, and yeah.
Definitely fun indeed. Jesse, what do you have for our second place finisher here tonight?
Yeah, I noticed that a lot of the times you ended up out front leading the field, kind of like on an alternate strategy. Like you would stay out when a lot of people would come down, or vice versa. You just kind of find yourself out front multiple times towards the end of this race. Was that kind of part of the plan, or was that just kind of how it worked out for you?
It was part of the plan. I don't need a race for stage points, right? So I get to do whatever I want in terms of inside this race. When I pit it before the stage with 2 to go, I hanged in the back and I hoped a caution would come out right after the stage. It didn't happen, and almost went a lap down, and glad it didn't. But I would do a whole bunch of things to try and stay up front because I didn't need to stick to the normal strategy.
Well, you did it indeed. Finish second place here tonight. Before we send you back down to your team to celebrate, you got any shout outs?
Shout out to Dylan and Jordan. It's been a crazy year or season so far. So it's I'm glad it's working out. I'm proud of what we're doing right now.
All righty. Well, after a second place finisher here tonight, congratulations to William Connolly. Thank you, William.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was your second place finisher, the 00 Toyota of William Connolly. Now it is time for your redemption iRacing Truck Series, which is sponsored by NJB Designs, I might add. Winner at Talladega Super Speedway, you have the number 15 Toyota of Dylan Carrier. Dylan, this is Jesse and Christian up in the booth. You got a copy on us?
I gotcha.
Welcome in after a crazy into the race, spreading 4 or 5 wide out, going through the tri-oval. You get a helping hand, I might add, from Jordan Hand. I didn't mean it to come out like that, but it did. Jordan Hand pushes you to the win. Walk us through the end there, and how does it feel to take it home at Talladega?
Yeah, there before the first green white checkered, I thought I was just gonna ride back there and wait for them all to wad it up in front of me and hopefully get some positions out of it. Slowly made my way back up there, and then they're coming out of 4 when I was behind Connolly. I seen the guys on my outside go high, and I raced the entire race without a spotter. So I seen the light. I seen the light on my dash blink, and I said, "Screw it!" And I just went to the outside. And if I doored Joseph, I doored him. I didn't know how close he was to me, and somehow made it work and got in front of Jordan, and Jordan pushed me to the win. That's now we're even because I've pushed him to a win at Dega, and now he's pushed me, so we're back to being even on that front. But yeah, I just put myself in the right position all night and drove up to the front, and then would pull out a line and go back to the back just to see how easy it was, because I knew it was going to come down to a late race push. And yeah, glad I was able to finally get it done.
And got it done indeed. Jesse, what do you have for our race winner here tonight, Dylan?
Well, I gotta say, I didn't pick you to win the race overall, but I did pick you to win the dash for cash. So at least I got that part right. I just want to know, what are you gonna spend that prize money on?
It's probably gonna go back into the league funds. I'll probably donate it.
Oh man, you gotta at least
most likely
get you like a bite to eat or something.
It wasn't that much this time. Even though I was letting people know all week that it was a Dash for Cash event, apparently people weren't getting the memo. So I'll probably put it back into the league funds for our next Super Speedway, which I don't even know if we have another one, but if not, it'll go in for next season.
Well, yeah, I will say it was kind of entertaining to see the race within the race, so might as well make another one, in my opinion. But nonetheless, winning it here tonight, Dylan, we're going to give you one last chance to give any shout-outs before we send you back down to celebrate with your team.
Yeah, Bass Pro Shop, Mossberg, you guys, NJB Designs. Noah makes the best paints in the business. And, yeah, and shout out to Jordan and Connolly. I feel like we've got a great league going here, and I hope that we can get some more drivers in, because I'd like to see a lot more than 17 people show up each week. But, well, I guess we'll look forward to next week, and hopefully I can bring out another win.
All righty. Look forward to next week. And one last congratulations to your race winner here tonight in the Redemption iRacing Truck Series at Talladega, Dylan Carrier. Thank you, Dylan.
Thank you, guys.
Good job, man.
All righty. Well, there's another one down. Another one bites the dust, Jesse. We are finishing up here at the Redemption iRacing Truck Series tomorrow night. At long last, it's been a long off season, but Motor City Racing is back. We're going back IMSA style racing on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. It's been too long since we had right turns, and ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, this season will be action-packed. Stay tuned. We have 63 cars, I believe, signed up to run that series. I personally can't wait. Be on the call tomorrow night with Blake Hutchinson. Maybe we'll even drag Jesse against his will to one or two of the races this coming season. We're going to have to. But tomorrow night, like I mentioned, which is December 7th, we're going to Road America to start off that series. It personally been one of my favorite series to broadcast as of late. Last week we did last season, we did the WEC circuit. This season going to be the IMSA circuit, including greats like starting at Road America, later in the season going to Watkins Glen, followed directly by Daytona International, and going to be visiting the Circuit of the Americas before we end it all at Road Atlanta 8 weeks in on February 15th. But other than that, Monday night also we have the Flim Dogs Racing League, which is the Wheels America Racing, but in the Flim Dogs. And Jesse, I'm going to stop stuttering over myself and hand it over to you.
I was going to say, you mess with me sometimes about how I ramble on after races, and I was sitting there like, dang, he really is keeping on going. But yeah, for sure, definitely super excited to see some people get dumped in IMSA style racing tomorrow night for the first time in a couple weeks. definitely going to be the best season yet in MCR. So stay tuned for that. And Monday night, you got the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Tuesday night, vacant for now, but Stars and Stripes should be back fairly soon, so stay tuned for that. Wednesday night, as usual, Superstar ARCA Cup Series, and we'll have the GLSR Snowball Derby live Wednesday night as well coming up, so don't miss out on that. You'll have to watch both of them at once. That's the best way to be entertained, of course. And then Thursday night, as usual, going to be Average Joe's, and then back here Saturday night. Once again, before we head out, I'm Jesse back here for Christian Taylor up in the booth here at HMS TV. Blake Hutchinson will be back with you guys tomorrow night. But before we call it a night, Larry Mack has something to let you know. Tell him, Larry.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
42 right there with him. Smokes them. Oh my goodness! Oh! The whole field is junk! It's a parking lot! They door slam each other. Checkered flag in the air. It's gonna be too close to call. Oh, he just got smoked! Oh my goodness! Turned! He got dumped in the racing. Caution is out. Oh! He's dead! Toward each other, Richter Johnson! Checkered flag!